Well, hello there, friends. It's August 7th, 2017. What time is it? What time is it? 3:09 p.m. How are you folks doing? It's a rainy day today, on and off. Not a huge storm or anything, but just sun never really gets a chance to come out, but that's okay. I think the whole week is supposed to be this way, on and off. Sunny days, then a rainy day, etc. Oh, how fascinating. Tell us more. Just driving around today. Just driving around and enjoying the weather. Driving around and going nowhere. It's par for the course for everybody, right? Very symbolic. Walking about, but going nowhere. Driving about, but going nowhere. Movement that doesn't really go anywhere. I just picked a direction, folks. Picked a direction and just drove until I got tired and found a big ass parking lot parked far away, and here I am just sitting and looking about. More trees, more buildings, more people, more shopping areas, and on it goes. And I don't know, it's not the same thing as traveling. Don't say that. I know, you're deconstructing things too much. Like I said, it's just a slightly different configuration of the same old shit. I don't know, I don't get. It's just the way I see the world, folks, I guess. Through the Georgie boy lenses. It's all just the same shit everywhere. Just configured a little differently. I don't know why I've been staring at this little shopping. Wouldn't even call it a center or anything. Just like a strip thing of some stores. Felt very something very postmodern about it, if you will. And I don't mean that in some sort of hoity-toity whatever. Oh, look at me talking about postmodernism. Any of that sort of stuff. But yeah, there's however you want to become sedated, we've got just the thing for you. There's a weed shop. Those fucking things are everywhere in Colorado. Just the more I randomly drive to places, the more I'm like, wait, what is that? Oh, okay. Oh, alright, I get the name. Alright, it's a weed store. It's an herb, man. No one ever died from weed, man. So yeah, if you want that, we got that for you. What else? And if you get hungry, looks like a taco store, maybe two. I don't know what this other one is, but yeah, they got tacos at this place. I was just thinking about it too. The popularity of Mexican food, or is it actually Mexican? Is it real Mexican, or whatever got invented here in America, and it's just, oh yeah, it's Mexican food. The popularity of it. It's probably because it's sort of basic stuff that's tasty, kind of combined together, if you will. Spiced meats, sauces, and cheese, and some sort of carb source with flour or cornmeal. Once again in a different configuration, and there you go. How could it not taste good, basically, right? You got that in case you get if you get hungry, for some meat and carbs. Don't worry, there's if you come down from your high or whatever, you start having to face that inner darkness. Don't worry, looks like there's also a liquor store to get plenty numb. And looks like there's a second smoke shop too, but it's not a marijuana store, at least I don't think. Looks like even just a hangout place too. I don't know what the fuck. Don't worry, this one isn't, with one you take it and you go home. This one you can hang out. Also a porn shop or something, I can't tell from the name. I'm assuming there's probably porn there and gadgets and stuff like that. So if you wanna get off, got that for you too. And of course, there's when you're running low on gas and you need when you're running low on gas and you need to fuel up to head back home or to your job, to your meaningless, pointless job, there's also a gas station. We got it all for you. I don't know, just something about this little place caught my eye. I was like, the more I look at it, the more fucking depressed I get. Yeah, this is not an upper tier neighborhood with, the semblance of like useless knickknacks and Panera bread or some shit. It's like we got, it's liquor, Mexican food, porn shop, weed, gas, more smoking or whatever. There you go. So I did have coffee with a girl. Like I said I was going to. Actually did it on Thursday rather than Friday. My dad ordered a new laptop, so it was one of those where because it's that kind of shit, they don't just leave at your door. One of those, somebody needs to be there to sign for it. So since I'm still on vacation, a couple more days left, and part of me is sort of looking forward to going back to work, and that it's that sort of people interaction that you get to have for what it's worth. But yeah, it's one of those where it's like anywhere between 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. sort of thing. So and if you're not there, and I think it was Friday, so they ain't delivering on the weekend, I don't think. So it's my dad's like very excited to finally get the new laptops. Everything revolves around it, going on Facebook or YouTube or reading the news and blah blah blah, or watching Russian movies or whatever it is. It's plugged into the TV too, so And so finally got that at 2 p.m. and spent the rest of the day just getting it all updated and shit like that. It's a nice giant laptop, so it's gonna have to last for a long time, because this old one they've had for like 8 or 9 years at this point with very heavy use. It's just sort of, the Wi-Fi was being weird, and I think just in general they're kind of ready to just get a new one, and he seems satisfied, so that's good. Did run into an issue where the Wi-Fi wasn't working, and it was like, oh great. The one thing that's been really fucking up with this old laptop, you know, like you start it up and it's like, oh, it doesn't see anything around it. Like, yeah, there's plenty of fucking Wi-Fi networks. So, you know, you're doing the thing yourself where it's like, oh, maybe I need to get drivers and make sure it's got all the Windows updates and this or that. Or it's like a brand new laptop. What the hell's going on? So eventually towards the end there, it turned into like an all-night ordeal, it feels like. Called tech support. You know, it's like running through the, alright, yeah, shit I've already done, I know all this, but yeah, like the last thing was, this guy was like, oh, are you comfortable reseating the Wi-Fi chip? And I was about to be like, yeah, you know, fuck it, I don't want to do this. Dad can just return the laptop, I don't want to deal with it anymore. You know, it's just that crap where you do, when you do something as part of your job, and then you do it when it's not your job, we're just like, man, I don't want, you know, I'm sure anybody who does sort of tech support related stuff can sort of agree, where it's like the, man, I don't want to fucking deal with this, because it's one of those things that doesn't, it's not like a quick thing, it just fucking takes hours, so it just feels like work here. Well, you know, I was just gonna be like, oh man, just no, whatever, and tell my dad to return it. But it was like, oh, alright, sure, I'll do that. You know, just mention something about doing the transportation, and they're putting it away. Sometimes they can get unseated or whatever, but took out my screwdriver set that I had nearby, opened that thing up, and a little Wi-Fi chip, like it was in there fine, but it's got like those two wires on it, like a black and white, and like one of the wires, it's supposed to clip onto like this little coupler or something on it. So ended up like, oh, alright, I guess this was it. Just like, it didn't even occur to me that would be like an issue. So yeah, I unscrewed the little thing that's supposed to keep them to that little chip and put it on there, screwed that back on, put it on, put that little plate back on, start it up, and yeah, there you go. It was all fixed. Like, great. Did it uncouple during this? It's like, whatever. Seems to be working fine. Thank the guy, because it was if anything, it was a good learning experience for me. It's just like, you know, something that you don't even, like, you know that's there, but like it doesn't even occur to you that like that could be causing the issue, because it's like, oh, maybe it's software related, or the whole thing just doesn't work right. But no, like, oh, one of the fucking wires is undone from it. So yeah, thank the guy, told his supervisor to you know, thank, and I forget the name. It's in India, obviously. I mean, who the fuck else is going to be open for tech support at like, you know, 24/7 tech support? And it's like, yeah, you're calling at like 10 at night. Who else is going to answer? But yeah, I told him, like, yeah, tell this dude, you know, that worked out real well. Like, so into the old mental chest of like, something to double check when you've been doing a bunch of crap software wise. Oh, this is all really fascinating, please tell us more. Well, good, I'm glad you're captivated, right? So yeah, it's just sort of funny how like, yeah, you can't tell, because I've encountered I've encountered before where that Windows update shit is clearly like hanging and not going, where you're like, God damn, it's been like an hour of computer waiting, get ready, where it's like, should I just shut this crap off? Like, what's the... But yeah, thankfully it went through. It was just like that initial burst of like updates and shit your computer needs. It's working well. It's a solid state hard drive in it too, so it's everything. It's very snappy and tons of memory and seems to run very cool. You know, you sort of leave it on like all day and you feel that sort of exhaust where the heat's supposed to come out, like you barely feel anything. Like, wow. Well, enjoy Dad. It's, you know, he's satisfied and got it working, so don't have to deal with the whole, oh, send it back, blah blah blah, all that shit. So anyway, boy, that was quite the digression. So sorry. I just realized, goddamn, was that like 5-7 minutes of me talking about fixing a laptop? Oh, anyway. Well, this is why you watch, right? This is, you know, like around a campfire. So that's the thing, is like, you know, I knew, you know, and I didn't want, you know, I was going to meet at noon, so it's like, well, of course, you know, like I've never had FedEx deliver at noon to us, but you never know. So I just did it Thursday. Thankfully she was agreeable and all that, and said she was gonna go work out. I was like, well, I hope you don't mind. I might be coming from the gym, but ended up, let's just do this beforehand, that way if your gym is open 24 hours, that way no pressure. So met at a nice little Starbucks, since the place we were originally gonna go, they're not open that late. So it was not a date, folks, in case I didn't say that. I don't know, kind of like something about the location of that Starbucks. I don't know why. It just, nothing terribly fancy about the area. There's some stores and shit, but do you know what I mean? Just something about some places where they're located and stuff like that, that just, you don't know why, but it just like it. And you know, we talked. I sort of let her do most of the talking. It's not that I didn't have anything to say, it's just stuff that I'd ask. It's like, oh, you have a lot to say on it, thankfully, because otherwise, you know, people, like, when you get like the one-word answers and shit like that, where it's like, oh, God. That's sort of the worst, isn't it? Like, if you've ever used dating profiles, or I'm sure you went on a real date, not that I know anything about that, you know, it's like, you meet somebody, you know, it's like somebody that you're physically attracted to, but just like, actually, this was sort of the case of, I guess, a one-itis from high school that I ended up, seeing again, like, years later. And we just got in contact and met once for coffee, but it didn't really go anywhere. But yeah, it was just like, man, you're physically attracted to this person, but goddamn, it just feels like they have nothing to say, and it's just like, and it's especially worse when it's like online. It's fucking like, oh, you type out this few sentences and you just get like, no, yes, you know, like, oh, goddamn. But they still insist on talking online. Like, goddamn, like, I don't know. But so yeah, that worked out. That was nice. And isn't that whole like that, don't they say that you want the other person to do most of the talking about themselves, that it's like a better, I don't know. I wasn't really thinking about that, but it was just like, thankfully she had a lot to say and all that, so it just made it easier. So you could be like, ask about this and put in your input and let her do the yeah, how do you describe it, folks? I think I do like her. You know, she's sort of charming and sweet, and you can joke around with her, and I don't know. It's just something about her, you know, a person you like. But on the other hand, it's not. It doesn't feel like this overwhelming, like, huge infatuation or whatever thing, if that makes sense. It just feels like a more slow burn, whatever. I don't know, but. And we ended off a conversation of like, well, that's a long topic, but. And I'll tell you next time we have coffee, I told her, or whatever. So, you know, I was just thinking about something that she talked about, that like the more I think about it, the more it just sort of makes me sad and almost angry in a way where, you know, like, oh, what's the plan, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it's like, yeah, I know you're talking about, like, trying to get a supervisor position and blah, blah, blah and all that, but, like, what do you actually want to do? Because, like, nobody, you know, like, people don't sit around, like, oh, dream about being a supervisor or getting just shit like that. Like, this is all just your standard career, blah, blah, blah talk, but what do you actually want to do? What would you want to do? And just, you know, lots of interest, but mentioned something about lots of traveling and stuff like that, and food, and writing about, like, something about it, though, I don't want to say rubbed me the wrong way, but just sort of, it's not like the, oh yeah, you know, you want to travel and, you know, you want to travel and like see new places and before you die, whatever. It felt very sort of, it felt very nihilistic in a way, folks, where it's just sort of this, and I can see people criticizing, yeah, man, who are you to just judge somebody wants to travel? It felt, like I said, it's sort of hard to put into words, but there's just something, like, on the outside of it seems like, oh yeah, that's great, you travel and see things and blah, 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 but there's just something behind it that felt very, and I sort of teased her about this, where, you know, like, are you running away or are you looking for something? That's sort of what it, like, or both. Where it just, that's sort of what it felt like. It just is sort of nihilistic, like, go everywhere, do everything, eat everything, fuck everyone, and then die, you know? Just to, you know, gratify your senses of variety. And, like, I don't know, this probably isn't going to make any sense, but it just, something about it just felt very, I don't know. I still remember reading, there's this sort of part in Stephen Pressfield's book, The War of Art, or maybe it was the second one, I don't know, where he sort of described his life, you know, driving trucks and shit, and he was like talking about how he used to really like, oh, while all these other people had to go to their jobs and blah 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 and go to the same whatever places, I was always going somewhere new. And it's sort of this feeling eventually you realize where it's just this feeling where all he really was doing was just sort of like running away, right? So like I said, on one hand it's like, oh yeah, you travel and see new things and maybe write about, and that's one thing, from her I was like, well, next time we meet, I should start a blog and write about this. Something about restaurants and whatever. It seemed like a little bit of this whole foodie bullshit that I can't stand. Like I said, it's just like, am I crazy? Like, there's just something about it that feels very at home nowhere, yet everywhere. If that, like, oh. Go everywhere, do everything, see everything, eat everything, fuck everyone, and then die. Just to say how you got to see things before you die. Like, oh, okay, so what? I don't know. I live my life to the I want to live life to the fullest. And isn't it sort of funny how it's always like videos and screenshots of people like mountain biking and like whitewater rafting, and that's, I live life to the fullest. I don't know why, just something about that has always bugged me. Maybe it's just my introverted side, whatever. And it's not like, oh, yeah, you're a piece of shit for whitewater rafting. Like, no, like, I don't mean that. It's just like, how the hell is that why is that the image of, oh, I want to live life to the fullest and I want to see shit. I want to see everything before I die. It's all about pleasuring those senses, right, folks? Oh, I want to see shit. I want to taste shit. You want to fuck every pussy imaginable out there. And sort of, this seems to be the, the sort of, and then you can die having lived, still and die miserable somewhere still. Seems like a very perfect something to a postmodern life. Yeah, I think it's always sort of, even like when I was a little bit younger, you'd read about, like, oh, I always feel like I need to be doing something, and it's like, doing what? Like, oh, these people who always need to, I need to always ski or snowboard or this or that. Like, I don't know, for me that was all. I mean, I guess for some people, as like I said, if that does it for them, great, but for me that was always like a turn off. You'd come across these women on dating profiles. It was like, oh, I'm always doing this or that, or yoga, or traveling somewhere, or this or that. It's like, oh, fuck. Next, I don't care. I mean, what would you call that behavior in people? Is it just like, a nomadism, is it? I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, obviously I think different types of people have to exist. It's obviously very important. You know, if somebody's not out and about exploring whatever something, you know, certain things wouldn't have happened, but without like the people staying somewhere and building something, if you will, you know, you create a base for, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. Are you looking for something, or are you running away from something? Or both. So I don't know, I might text her in a little bit if she doesn't text back. Hey, I asked if she wanted to get coffee. Maybe she can message me back and ask me now. I don't know. Like I said, I do like her, and I think I do enjoy talking to her and all that. It's just not an overwhelming, like, something. And I still don't know how to read the, is she interested, or just whatever. So it was fun. We talked for a while, I think like 90 minutes, so it's good. Yeah, what else is going on today? Got coffee. Yeah, I know, it's Starbucks Pike Place Roast, smooth and balanced, medium. Yeah, for the French press. Ran all out, just drank the Turkish coffee for a while, but now I'm feeling like French press coffee again, so I thought I'd try something else out. Just trying different things until you find what you like more. So it was on sale. I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where you look at like, God, I don't even know what the fuck to get. There's so many brands, so many of this. Oh, aroma this and that, and hint of that, and oh, it's a medium, it's a house blend, it's a breakfast. Like, motherfucker, it's all coffee. Like, oh, it pairs well with, oh, does it? Or are you just saying that so people think it, you know, by the power of suggestion? Like, I don't know. It's to me, it either tastes good or it doesn't, and that's the only fucking thing I care about. I'll drink it when I feel like it, not like, oh, it pairs well with this and that. You're just uncultured something snob, just an uncultured pig. Yeah. You look like one too. Oink. Went to the grocery store, and I almost had this like Pavlovian response to just like, oh, I should go to the deli and get some chicken wings or some crap, but I did not, folks. Like looking at this store, like looking at these stores in front of you, it's just that numbing of the sort of pleasuring and numbing of the senses. You know, sort of that inner voice in darkness and whatever it is that tells you that something is terribly wrong, right? Something is terribly wrong. You know, it's like you read about animals who fucking go crazy when they know that an earthquake is gonna strike, or a monsoon, or whatever. And I think people definitely have the same inside of them, but we definitely do a lot of things to numb that. Numb it, sedate it, ignore it, etc. I think it just sort of has many forms in people. Just like there's different personality types and all that shit. Like it just manifests differently in people. But it's all probably ultimately connected, right? Oh God, are you going to talk about more of this postmodern bullshit? Do you think you're some sort of philosopher or something? Some fat philosopher? The philosophy of the calorie. Man, how don't you get that one figured out? I don't think it's such a crazy idea after all, folks. It's like I knew, you know? It's like I knew that, oh, I'll go get this food that I know that is going to make me have this serotonin, carb, whatever fucking numbing high. So I don't have to do anything else today. I can just sort of go to bed and just lay there and find some more time wasting, stuff like that. Just sort of find some way to sedate yourself. All the different ways. Movies, games, food, alcohol, porn. What are you in the mood for, man? What are you in the mood for? We got everything you want. You want big tits, big ass, Asian, ebony, Indian. What are you in the mood for, right? I know it's a little hypocritical since, I do love me a big ass, but you can also sort of recognize that side of you, or you're sort of reducing people down to reducing things down to body parts. Oh, it's big ass, big, skin color, whatever. What are you? Threesomes, this and that. All at an instant, right? And when one wears off, don't worry. Then you can stuff yourself down with some tacos or burritos and cheap beer. Oh, if you're not particularly hungry, don't worry. You can smoke some marijuana. It's an herb, man. It's an herb. No one ever died from weed. What was a fucking duck or something? No. That voice in the darkness of your soul, whatever it is, that knows that something is indeed wrong. being bombarded by every 1,000 different directions, 1,000 different chemicals, right? Lots of different things you can do to silence it. And, you can tell yourself that, oh, oh, you don't like this? Well, you can pick up this or this hobby, and then tell yourself that you're being productive. It's not escape at all. It's not escape at all. This is productive. So, it's always one of those things where, the car doors are unlocked and you start seeing somebody, you're parked very far away, and it's like, okay, the fuck's this person doing walking in the direction of where I'm at? Like, okay, they're walking by, but there's still a little bit of that, like, apprehension of, like, alright, good. Like I said, it's that whole thing, too, where you're in a big ass parking lot and you park far away and somebody parks right next to you, or you're in a restaurant and you go somewhere in the back and there's not a lot of people, and like, why the fuck did you sit like right almost near me? Like, you couldn't sat somewhere else? Like, sat here to eat in quiet and just alone. Or you go to a movie theater and there's very few people there, and you sit far away from everyone. It's like, yep, I'm gonna sit almost near you. Like, god damn. It's like if you've seen like that meme comic of like a whole bunch of like urinals, and somebody's here and there's a whole bunch of empty one, and someone walks up and like uses the one right next to the person. Is sort of what's that. Plenty of ways to get sedated. And just all this shit that means absolutely nothing at all, folks. All this shit that means absolutely nothing at all. I sort of had this other thought too of life as sort of a limited battery, if you will. Now I realize, it's, listen, Morpheus, it sort of sounds a little like, who you think you are, Morpheus? It's very sort of a little bit The Matrix-like or something. Well, I don't know. It's, you think of your sort of limited time on this earth, the limited amount of energy you ultimately can create and expend, etc., and everything you do, everything you do requires energy. Everything you do, everything you think, etc., and just all the dumb shit that we spend our time thinking about and worry about and think is so important, and put mental energy out and put mental energy and capacity and all this shit on. Have I come across any, have you come across any more girls or anything else? Not really. It just sort of comes and goes, folks. Or it's really on my mind, and then it just sort of wears off. I still think it's true of what I said, where this over obsession on women is completely pointless. Just this focus on, oh, I need to go talk to someone, I need to this or that. It's focused on the wrong thing. It's like that William Cooper stuff of, if you're doing what you need to do, you'll meet the right people and it'll happen. Rather than, oh, go out looking for ladies and this and that, and none of these people seem to be happy anyway. I don't know. Alright, friends, that's probably all I have. Oh, that was a big shit burger, a big nothing burger. Thank you, Chef Georgie boy. Brr, brr, brr. Sorry, maybe I could have parked somewhere else and had a view of the background rather than just me rambling and it being supernova out there with the lighting. It either, if it's focused on the background, it's too dark in here, but if it's like right lighting in here, it's fucking that bright out there. So well, I guess I'll just drive around some more. Join everybody else driving around, not really going anywhere in particular. Telling yourself, oh, I need to get this or that, and do this and that. Like a restless animal, right? Like a restless animal that knows something bad is approaching. Oh, how can I sedate myself today? We ask. All right, folks.